You guys around the street.
I
don't know if we're supposed to.
can go up there.
You maybe don't need to, you just call them.
I don't know.
Renee, did you get that? What did you get? That's cool too.
Thank you.
I was just thinking like, okay, we gotta justify your existence. And I just don't know.
You know what?
Hey, what's up?
What's up with you? Yes, you can.
I have money.
I don't
On my printer.
They're going, Bill.
I believe I have.
You don't need him here. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Directly north.
Right.
Okay. I've probably seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I recognize it.
Changes on one building.
At that time, I didn't have dirt on my face. I always
These
had
are
permanent dirt.
proposed amendments.
Oh, okay, that's permanent. Permanent, yeah, then you get the shaver out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that comes around
This is
some.
what's currently.
That's right, man.
It's always came off because I was in National Guard, so
I think you just hit play.
every month I had to cut it off anyway, so. Yeah.
We're gonna send it out.
Yes, yes.
I know, my gosh, and every time, this and I pointed at us, this and that, last time, you know, I sat in the back row, and it's, I felt like it was pointing at me the whole.
Did you get in touch with our HOA groups?
No, wait a minute.
Oh, right, so one's probably like this. Oh, okay, and then this is 10 hours. Whatever. Wow. Whatever. That's about how much I understand it.
Anybody else? Oh, they're wonderful. I mean, every now and then when you see Jack, he's freshman now. The boys are second and third grade now. No, they go to Joliet. Oh, pardon me, Laurel.
Cut your teeth on something that's gonna blow you up.
It's been a long day.
So everything in dark is like, is that?
Busy day of the live. I love it. I'm okay with it. I have no problem telling people to do it.
Yeah, they might skip it first of all, I don't know if they do it. Because I've been somebody, so the mornings that I drive to, you know, I see them out, you know, at 6 o'clock in the morning. They're just plowing so much.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
And we'll figure out.
And but there's just been so much snow. And Dave Jensen said that's what I don't know what he really does. It was just, and I was thinking of him coming home with his horrible, but he about 4 feet. And then he got his dog, so I went out there, I did a shovel, and he finally got out.
In all honesty, they should just buy the most expensive jerk they can find.
Gotcha.
And when they hire the most expensive jerk they can find, and then you're gonna have to correct them. He's supposed to give me these sets, give me this, give me this, give me the next one.
No, I didn't read that far.
Are you working your way up?
Yeah.
What's that? Are you working your way up to?
Oh, four-wheeler don't like starting in that cold. You guys hope that grass is so pretty in the summer.
Whole grass, right?
Yeah. Don't you have to worry about that water bill being too high later? Yeah. So glad I got that thing back. That means work too.
Was it our one?
Well, I had to put it together.
Oh, did you?
I bought it from Cabela's. That's the higher end. Higher end one from Cabela's.
Good, how are you?
But yeah, I tell you what, it makes all those other ones that people have for their clothes.
Yeah. I see that. It's stuck. It's
Yeah, big ones now, so I put one in this. Where we did the summer. I did their drive like them. I've been using his trailer. I was like, well, a couple of weeks, I've been stealing your trailer.
Exactly. But at that
And then
time,
Alan
we'd
did
be here for the
Alan bought
chamber thing.
that skid
So
steer.
that would be,
So Alan did that last one.
chamber would
Call the meeting to order. Would you stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Hi Shirley.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Full house tonight, nice. Glad everybody could brave the cold and come out. Okay, first thing we have on the agenda is the sheriff's report. And I believe Josh was here today. Did he leave a copy of the sheriff's report? Okay. Are there any amendments or changes to the agenda?
I think we should move the sheriff's report further down during time to,
Okay.
bring it down for Public Works Department report. That's about halfway through.
Yeah, that's fine. He's gonna show.
Yeah, giving time to,
You want to make a motion for that?
make a motion that we, move the Carbon County Sheriff's report from 3 to after 8, I guess it would be 9.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to move the sheriff's report from number 3 on the agenda to number 9. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Next thing on the agenda is Julia Jones with Republic Services.
Hello, how are you guys? It's been a while since I've been up. I wanted to start with checking on service. We know that we made it through winter, hopefully this is the end of it, and she's leaving town this week. That's really what the prayer is. But are there any concerns that you guys have heard, things that we need to be paying attention to?
I haven't heard anything, have you guys?
No.
Have any of you?
Our service has been really good.
Yeah, we love that too, actually, it's, you know, the snow hasn't stopped them any.
Good, good. Well, that's a good thing.
The sewer plug up.
No,
We don't do sewer, we just pick up the garbage.
She's talking trash.
Please don't put the sewer in the garbage.
Yes, I second that.
So that's a wonderful job. Thank you, thank you. Then the other thing that I wanted to touch base with while I was up here, so that we had plenty of time to prepare for it, spring cleanup is coming. I guarantee the tulips are coming up. And Fromberg always gets to set first, because it was always Brenda's rules back in the day, and I was afraid of her. So when I started, that's how it got to be Brenda's rules. So now y'all are in charge. I would propose probably the 26th of April. That's that last weekend in April, which hopefully would be warm enough that we could get some folks out for it. Because we've had a couple of really good cleanups this past year. And then we dovetail with Bridger. So then Bridger could go either the week before that or the week after. And then everybody's got an opportunity, if they're working that one weekend, they can always come visit us at the other town. So if that would be okay, we could plan on that time in April.
That's on a Saturday.
That would be Saturday the 20th, gotta get on the right month. So it would be Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th. And then the roll-off boxes. I think last year what we decided is we would quit leaving those roll-off boxes on Sundays because people made such a heinous mess that we just couldn't control
I
it.
think it worked well last time.
Yes, it did.
Okay. Did you have a question?
I did. Is the amount of steel that you guys get now, is that an issue? The amount of metal and things?
We can throw anything we want to away in the garbage at the landfill. We have tried in like Red Lodge to segregate those boxes, but what happens is at night, people mix them up. So even if we spend all day just putting appliances in one box to try to get a rebate, in the middle of the night, we get the 2x4s and all the other stuff that we can't take in. So, now, we do know that in Red Lodge, we have been able to alleviate the pressure on those roll-off boxes because there is a gentleman who does some type of scrap and he'll show up and take it. So they're fine with it because at least it's getting recycled. So I don't know if you guys have that or if you're even interested in it. The amount of scrap that you'd be getting is probably about $120 rebate on the really good end if we could fill up an entire box with good heavy
So no,
weight.
on that last one, there was quite a bit of steel.
Yeah,
That
and
seems-
we'll get that. I mean, every so often some guy will show up and he's got half of a canopy and then somebody else has got a couple of appliances.
Do you need advance notice if we have somebody that shows interest in that?
If you've got somebody, definitely you guys can reach out, let me know,
How much notice do you need?
like
Just day
the
of
week
or?
before.
Okay.
Just so that I'm prepared, because we do like to, we post things on Facebook, and then the different town clerks do. And if that person's interested here, they may also be interested up in Bridger. And in Bridger, I camp next to it, so I have a better chance of keeping it clean. I didn't know, can I camp here? Because then we can keep a better handle.
I don't see a problem.
On the crazy?
Do you, Shirley?
No, I don't.
Okay, just because I've never done that before, but I started doing that the last couple of years in Red Lodge and Bridger, and it works out really well, because we control the mess.
Yeah.
And the town does have a scrap metal box down here at the city shop that we, I think.
Is that common knowledge for people?
I
didn't know
don't
that.
know. It's been there for, several years. But then the town recycles the material.
Which is great to know, because then we can just direct them there, because we've always sent people out to your brush pile.
How big is it?
It's probably a 4-yard box.
That won't be big enough. The amount of steel that's.
You'll feel it pretty quick.
But
Your best bet would be to,
But-
talk to a steel company and have them drop it.
well, that's who we have. Yeah, we have a.
And that's exactly what I was gonna
agreement
say,
with
is if you wanted to, we can segregate that one box and make that steel if it's worth it to you. But the problem is if you end up with somebody who wants to drop things off in the evening and one box is nothing but steel and the other box is already full, then you've got unhappy people who can't throw their things away. They get quite irascible.
Right, and we could have the company come and bring us down another box to put
Yeah.
extra steel in, because when we call them, they will come down, pick it up, and then they weigh it and send us a check.
Yeah,
And
so
it's
if you've
been-
already
it's been
got a
kind of profitable
relationship,
in the past
Yeah.
to do that.
if you've got, because that would be a great place to put it on that just parallel with the railroad tracks, and then that way it wouldn't be in the way of the trucks and us unloading for the customers that come through.
Okay.
So are we good with the 26th? Do we have to vote on the 26th?
I think we're good with it. Do we have to make a motion to do that? I don't think so.
Okay, and then back in the day, Brenda did something to advertise this
We posted it, yeah.
and did a really good job. If you need any
Mhm.
help with that, let me know. Because we do print posters for like Red Lodge and whatnot with the rules and stuff.
Right. Yeah, she printed posters off and we posted them in all of our.
Whatever she was doing that last couple of years, we have never been busier in our lives.
Jan, please give Krista, her posters were much better than Brenda's and much more explanatory. For people that move new to town, they don't know that they can use Bridger, and we never advertised that they could use Bridger.
No, we
Yeah,
didn't.
my poster said you could use
Yeah.
Frostburg.
Yeah, and
Listed the
hers were very explicit that we could use, Fromberg
Either
could
one,
use, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, and the other thing to keep in mind, as you're talking to people, not only do we take stuff from the folks here in town, but because we pick up the cost of the disposal, we can accept the trash from the folks from out of town, you know, the folks down River Road and
And
whatnot,
I
that
think
have
we do
some
have
stuff.
some people that bring stuff in
Yeah.
from, you know, out of the
Mhm.
city limits, so.
Yeah, so, and we'll help unload it and all of that,
Yeah.
so, yeah, we don't take it from Wyoming, we try to kick those people out.
They usually come with their license plate.
We do pay attention, so, at any rate, then we'll plan on the 26th, 27th.
Okay,
And is there anything else about garbage that we need to chat about? With it?
does anyone have any questions?
No.
They've had no problem with access with the snowfall.
Oh, it's been a delight for the last 3 months, but we're tough. We're Montanans, and with the exception of this morning when 12 of 14 trucks would not start, we're okay. We're okay, we're gonna make it
Oh my
through.
gosh.
The tulips are coming up. I have faith someday.
So you're a glass half full, aren't you?
That's right. I'm just stubborn, is what my husband says. So we're gonna leave tonight. Normally I would stay and listen to everything, but given the way this week's going, we'll see you later. But if you need me, you guys know all how to get in touch with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you so
for your
much.
time.
Thanks for coming by.
So Josh just walked back in.
I just got here for the first time,
That's
actually.
okay.
We moved you down,
We
Josh.
moved
Do you need to get your report in and
Do we
If
need
I
to
could,
move him
be on your
down
way,
so
or-
he can be on his way?
If I
know
could, it's
he's
very
busy.
short. We had some people stuck, so I got caught behind them, so I had to.
a motion to move Josh back up?
Okay.
Fine, yeah.
Thanks.
Okay,
Actually, very quiet week, or a month. Prior to, today, there was, well, today's March, I guess, but 35 hours for March. This time spent over here, and basically it's just so cold. A lot of follow-up stuff. Some alarms, they're still checking the schools and buildings at night and stuff. They had a deal up at the school with some threats made by a kid, but actually the schools handle them in-house, but our deputies were involved. There was a reported TRO violation, a restraining order violation. It couldn't be verified, so it was unfounded. CPS has some stuff going on that our deputies have been spending some time with between the school and town here. And we did have a theft of some a reported theft of some prescription pills. Not sure if they were taken from here in town or a car in Billings or what, but the report was made here and it was filed through us, so. That's basically what February was, so.
Is that it?
That's it.
Good. Thank you so
Any
much.
questions? All right.
Must be too cold for people to be too rowdy and causing
Well,
trouble.
at least in front,
Yeah.
everywhere else.
Yeah, that's true, I'm sure.
All right,
Thank
thanks,
you,
guys.
Josh.
Yep, thanks.
Okay, Kristen Sweet, you're up.
All right. So most everybody knows I've been working on balancing and trying to get your cash in the bank to match your cash in your Black Mountain software system. It's off. You threw out a number a couple meetings ago of 100,000. That's not really an accurate number, and I wish I could give you an accurate number, but I can't because what I came to figure out is it was off when Black Mountain system was set up. So they used numbers that they were given to convert to the software, and those numbers weren't accurate as far as I can tell. They didn't account for outstanding checks. Some of the accounts that hadn't changed balances in like 20 years, those accounts didn't even go in right. So I don't know how far it's off, which way it's off, why it's off, because I know it was off when it started. So Black Mountain has copies of some bank statements from January of 2018. They're looking at what I tried to balance in January of 2018. That's where I started to balance, was about a year ago. They're working on it on their end. What it sounds like we're probably gonna do is a whole new conversion. Basically like we're setting up the system all over again. And what that's gonna entail, I don't quite know yet. I don't know if it's gonna be some really big JVs where we just move the money where it is in January of 18, or if they're gonna actually go back to like July and August of 2013 and try to fix those numbers. I don't know what their plan is. I just know they're working on it. They've got my cell phone number, they've got the number here. They're gonna get back to us when they're ready to do something. So I don't have a lot of information right now. I can tell you balance in January was okay. There was only 1 or 2 transactions missing, and they were deposits, they just didn't get recorded, they were electronic deposits, so sometimes those are easy to miss if you don't check the bank statements. But yeah, it was off, and I couldn't balance it in any way, so.
But we're getting closer, are we, to getting everything, the checks and balances all caught up for the last 12 or 15 years? Are we getting close?
No, I'm kind of at a standstill, really. Until I hear back from Black Mountain Software on what it is they want to do, I'm at a standstill. So we really haven't gotten anywhere since about the 3rd week of February.
Yeah.
Did they give a rough time frame on when they were going to touch base? It's just
They did not. Well, they did at the time. They said like next week, but that week came and went, and I called and checked into them with them, and I haven't heard from them yet this week either.
And
So I think their time frame kind of was not accurate. They're just not really sure.
But it's been off for so many years.
Well, that letter I put in your box, Black Mountain Software knew something was amiss when that conversion happened.
Right.
And they sent a letter to the mayor at that time, to Darla Erickson at the State Accounting Bureau, and it was supposed to be dealt with. And as far as I can tell, none of those numbers were ever dealt with.
Right.
So to some degree, Black Mountain knew it was off, but they assumed that Town of Frommer dealt with it, and it didn't. And then it's just progressively gotten more and more and more off.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be there's some bad transactions in there too that aren't accurate, too big of numbers, too much money went in or something like that.
Coding errors, whatever.
But I don't know, it wouldn't be a coding error, I don't think. It would be a bad deposit. Yeah, an extra digit, 10,000 instead of 1,000. That's a big difference. So but that would be the only way to find that would be going through transactions from August of 2013 to present. So I'd have to go through and balance every single one of your months. I don't think that that's cost effective for you guys to pay me to do that.
No.
I think it's better to let Black Mountain work their magic, and hopefully we may have to talk to your auditors you just hired if we have to do some big JV adjustments to make it match. But yeah, I can't tell you exactly why it's off. I wish I could, but frankly that's not time well spent to go back and figure that out. I just am trying to get it fixed.
The only thing that we want to
and
do
move
right
forward.
now is to get the checks and balances in place so that when the next council and mayor or whoever comes in, they don't have to worry about that.
Right, we want to get your cash balanced to your bank is what we want to do.
Right.
So
And
that's what
we need to get
done.
all of that done so that things, are not such a mess. I'm sorry, but that's the only word I can think of. It's a firestorm.
It is kind of a mess,
And we just we've had to deal with it, so, and it goes back quite a few years, so,
Yeah, it goes back quite some time.
yeah.
So we're working on it. As I get more information, I will keep you guys up to date. Feel free to call me. I can leave my cell phone number. If I'm not here, feel free to call me. I can leave you or give you a quick update on where I'm at.
Okay,
But I'm just kind of waiting at this point to hear from Black Mountain.
okay.
So other than that, Jen and I have been working on just some more training stuff, just kind of day-to-day stuff. She's got a little different things on your table there with the check numbers again. We did that first meeting I was here, but it doesn't sound like she did it last meeting.
Did it last meeting, but I missed a few steps.
Oh, that's okay. I wasn't here last meeting, I couldn't be here, but you've got your check numbers there. It's good if you start reading those out loud when you approve your claims and your payroll summary, because that, for your auditors, creates a check and balance for your checks. You're making sure that your checks are sequential, and there isn't a check or two that went missing that got deposited in somebody else's account. You know they're sequential because they're listed there, and you can check back in previous meetings. So that's really important that you guys create that check and balance for her. That'll be one less ding on your audit. So that's why you're seeing that there. If you would sign the one that you're holding there, Shirley, when you guys approve claims, sign that. If you would all initial the payroll summary, that just means that basically you five are responsible for making sure that no check goes missing. That's now your job. So that's a good check and balance that we're
Okay, yeah.
putting in place.
That sounds like a good idea too, yeah.
It is. It was suggested by my auditors. It's recent for Bridger, but we've been doing it ever since it was suggested by them. And it's one less thing that we get just because we're a one-man show. We can't have all the checks and balances that offices with 10 people have. It's just not possible. Any other questions
Discussion?
for me?
Any questions? Have you all reviewed the claims and payroll summary?
I guess I didn't initial that one sheet, Shirley.
I didn't either.
The payroll?
Yeah, the payroll. So you'll probably have
Okay.
to pass that back around.
All right, I will leave it down there. Okay, so this one is for the claims approval, and we had 62 checks
I don't
for
think anybody
claims,
has yet.
and
I don't think anybody had just initial.
20,999 to 21,003, and then 27. And it doesn't give me a number on the claims as to what we paid out.
That's on the report in your packet.
Okay.
It's the last page of that top report. That's the rest of that report. We just pulled the signature sheet out and didn't photocopy it for each of you. That payroll summary is something you'll wanna add to your agenda for future to approve the claims and then also approve that payroll summary with those check numbers included.
So the
It's
vendor,
not a
the
deal for
claims
tonight.
vendor report is a total of 21,233.03.
Mhm.
Which is good, that's, I think, the lowest it's been for a while.
And some of that is your grant money from your draws too. One of those checks is your draw.
There's one for
That's kind of your separate money.
And, okay, that's just expenditure budget.
Yeah, if you guys want me to touch on that budget a little bit, I can. It's not pretty.
No, I'm
It's
sure
not
it
very
isn't.
useful at the moment either.
Right, I'm sure it isn't.
We'll get it there. Your numbers aren't quite in the right places and then money's not coming out of the right places. So your percentage numbers there
Yeah,
don't look very good.
right.
But it's really not as
Yeah,
bad
and
as it looks.
I
Things
had
are just not in the
talked to
right
Darla
place.
Erickson, about different things on that. So
Yeah, and she
But
said
we'll
to
just-
let that go for this
right, we'll
fiscal
just
year
move
and
it
deal with
around
it
and
for
get it done,
2019,
yeah.
2020, and we'll get it right then because
Okay.
your AFR and those other things at balancing, those are more important,
Okay,
so.
so do we have a motion to approve the claims and bills?
I'll make a motion to approve the claims and bills.
Do we have to wait on that till we get to it, because we still have the minutes? To approve the bills? To approve the minutes for bills?
Oh, right.
Which, yeah, Kristen,
Okay,
sweet.
so Kristen
Report
doing
balances.
balances, so, yeah, let's wait till we get down to that. Is that all we need to know, Kristen, right now?
Yeah, unless you guys have any questions for me, that's all I've really got at the moment.
Okay. Any questions from council or from?
Appreciate the help though,
Yeah.
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
that's the main goal, is to get that always
Yeah.
done and checks and balances, get that right.
It'll get there, it really will. It's really not as bad as it sounds, because it's just a matter of fixing it. And it'll get there. It'll just take some time,
Yes, it will.
so.
Okay, so, have we all looked at the minutes? Approved the minutes? Has everyone read through them? I've already done that, so.
There's one special meeting this
We gotta do these all each individually, right?
Right,
We did not make a motion not to approve the contract. We did not need a motion for that. The only motion I made was to adjourn the meeting.
right, we didn't have to
Okay.
make a motion to approve that contract. The contract was already, the date had already been passed,
I
so
made a
it
motion to
expired,
adjourn
so
the
I
meeting.
just didn't do that.
I did, so
Make a motion, we approve the minutes for February 14th, that was the 19 council meeting.
Second.
Is that with the amendment to the
You
minutes?
gotta
Yeah, with
the-
amend the minutes
that'd be
to
on
approve the motion.
Audrey's.
Yeah,
And we had several.
Yeah, we have several.
that'd be
So
on the
I've-
town
I've
council.
seconded.
report. Okay, so, we have a motion to approve the February 4th council meetings with an amendment on the motion to, renew the contract for Audrey Walser and a second.
Audrey's
That's the
has,
second
That
one.
comes on
That's a
the
special
last one.
meeting.
Well, we're gonna approve each minute.
February 4th
Right.
minutes.
We're just gonna approve
Yeah, we're just
the
gonna work
minutes
on
for,
down
The regular
Right, the
council
regular
meeting
week.
first.
on this one, the number 3 is when we'll do Audrey's.
Yeah,
Right.
so right now we're just gonna
Why did
motion,
we do that twice?
Because it
Because
was a
that's why I
special
made a
meeting.
motion.
we're
It's
gonna,
a special meeting.
We
yeah,
got moved to the
We're gonna-
special meeting.
Okay.
Wasn't, didn't happen on the 4th. Happened on the 11th.
Well, I was, okay. I'm just looking
So
at
we've
these.
approved and seconded the minutes for the 4th.
Oh, to approve the, okay, the special, move to the February 11th, okay. So,
All in favor?
okay, so, yeah, we have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting on February 11th.
I'll second it.
Resolution.
That's for, special meeting for the resolution number 486 to transfer, the transfer of funds, from program income account to the general fund. And we have, yeah, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against the motion. And the special meeting of February 11th to approve audit bid. Do we have a motion to approve that?
Make a
audit bid?
motion to approve the special meeting for the audit bid
Okay.
on February 11th.
I'll second that.
And a motion to approve February 11th special meeting for audit bid. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is passed. Thank you.
Now we have this one, we need to make the change. We have two meetings.
Oh, that
on
was for,
February 11th.
right, that's, I forgot about Audrey, because I was thinking about what you had when you did the February 4th one. Okay, special meeting for the contract concerning Audrey Walser, and she was not at the meeting. Her contract expired February 1st, 2019. Council did not approve the extension of the contract, so
there was no motion.
There was no
no
motion.
motion, right. And because it had expired. So all in favor to approve the special meeting of 11th, February